captured that guy going down the beach with the big dog in the red vest. Where's he going? Over there. He just did a thing that so many dog owners in Xalapa and here in Veracruz do not do. Their dogs are an appendage, they're a toy, an ornament, and they drag their dogs along with them. Many of their dogs are very well trained. They'll run along the seawall here. They hop up on the seawall, never breaking a step, always in leash. So very well trained means they're not dogs anymore. They've become a servant of the person. Oh, this lady's car! Oh my God, this lady here. The driver of that car is a spectacular woman who took me kayaking last week. And what a woman she is. 94 Volkswagen bus, my iconic car. Wow. She may not see me waving. She teaches kayaking down on the beach, and I had given up on ever seeing her again. So maybe I'll get to see her down on the beach. Yeah, so I just did a short teaser for my long video I'm going to do on the beach about my spiritual path. And I realized I want to do a in-between video, not super long, about Mexico and what Mexico has done to me in my 11 months now here. The first thing it did for me was it taught me how spectacularly wonderful are the Mexican people. So much healthier than USers. Shit, I don't have enough memory in this phone, do I? I can't do a long video without clearing out a lot of memory. So spectacularly wonderful, but the middle class and the upper middle class especially are completely out of touch with how to be a real Mexican. They've lost the thread. They've lost their spiritual roots. They don't know what it's about anymore. Spectacular physical fitness in this town of Veracruz, like no place I've ever seen. Pretty average walkers and such here, but there are amazing runners, especially between 6 and 7, especially earlier than now. You will see a team of 10 or 20 riders, because at that time this is the big road that runs all along north to south in Veracruz. And they kind of take over the road, teams of 10 or 20, using one lane, not both. Riding like the wind. They are so skilled. And runners similarly, and a whole lot of fabulous rollerbladers. So physically fit. And they still are talking to each other the whole time, most of those teams. So it's a very social society. But money corrupts. Money corrupts, and this is where it finally hit me right in the face, because I've seen prosperity, affluence here like I hadn't seen anywhere else in Mexico, and how rich people are concerned and middle class people are concerned about their own lives, so self-focused. They ride or run along the seawall, never even turning to look at the sunrise. Never walking along the beach. The god, El Mar. To me, the ocean is a god. The moon is a god. The sun is a god. I've become pagan that way. Your own body is your contact with God. And it all came to a head yesterday. Here, I spent most of my time in Veracruz, down by the harbor and the marina, where the real normal people live and work. And then a couple weeks up here, where the affluent, in shocking affluence, Mexico probably needs another revolution too, like U.S. needs another revolution, because the economic disparity, inequality is so horrid. And through all of Central America and South America and most of the world, the rich get richer. So my experience is that it's impossible to have a spiritual awakening without having a political awakening. And I have to stay tuned into as Joe Biden gets a little more radicalized, now he's toning it down for the election. But he's been influenced by Bernie Sanders and Madeleine Warren, and he talks about economic inequality in America and the legacy of racism and slavery in the U.S. And the Republicans are trying to rewrite history and say the Civil War wasn't about slavery, and that racism doesn't exist in the U.S. and we need to be colorblind. That slavery was good for a lot of slaves, could have taught them job skills. Yeah. So there is a war going on in America for the soul of the country. There's not that kind of polarization in Mexico. There is a political left, but this is by far the healthiest democracy in the hemisphere, way healthier than the U.S. and way safer than the U.S. because there are no guns if you're not in the cartel areas. U.S. likes to think that Mexico is so dangerous. The U.S. is a much more dangerous place to be because you can be caught up in a mass shooting anywhere. That doesn't happen in Mexico if you're not in a cartel area. Buenos dias, señor. Yeah. Okay, so there's my middling thing. That may be all I get to do. I have to check my memory because my memory is pretty shot because I have so many videos in this phone.